All right, well, today we're doing something a little different. Going outside, we got a halfway decent day today. The wind is, we still got a little wind, but it's coming in from the northwest, so my house blocks it pretty well, so I can paint on this side. But this is the view outside my front door, if anybody's interested in seeing what my neighborhood looks like. We got the old seed factory over there, which is now used for storing props for Hollywood, I guess, from what I hear, in the grocery store. So anyway, so what are we doing today? We got a decent day to paint. So we're going to test and see which clear is the better one. Now, I've used, and a lot of you guys have used over the years, Testors Dullcote, which we all know who use it. It works. It works real well. Works on metal, works on plastic, works on wood. The only thing it does that is probably something that's to be looked out for is if you're going to clear coat that stuff, use that stuff over some kind of glass as far as the cars go, the windshields and stuff. So you can cloud them over with this stuff pretty easily. Now on the other side here, we have Modge Podge. Modge Podge matte clear acrylic sealer. So the Dullcote's an enamel, and the Modge Podge is a acrylic. So this is a one of the cars that I did weather. This is an old Matchbox, not really worth much. So I figured that's a good car to try to see how this works out, because I don't want to use a good car on it to have it go bad. So we're going to spray these, let them sit overnight, and we're going to see how they look tomorrow. So I'm going to go and spray this stuff. I don't know if we could. Sorry about that. I should have probably set up the something to put the camera on, huh? Yeah, still not too good. But there we go. We'll just do that. We'll just move this in a little bit here. So we're doing them under the same conditions. I shook the cans of paint up real well. And we're going to start with Modge. Test it on just to make sure we're not spraying out streams of goo. All right, so there's the Modge Podge. Put that away over here. Now let's try the Dullcote. Give another little shake. Now I shook these up for a bit over a minute. I set the timer. Shook the living hell out of them, so we're just getting a little more shake here. And we're gonna test just a little, see where we're going. Okay. We're just like the Modge. We're just gonna give it a quick mist. Nothing too much. So this is what we're doing right now. And we're going to let these sit overnight. I'm going to bring them inside, let them sit, and tomorrow we will see what's going on. So we'll bring this back up tomorrow and see what happened. All right, well, it's the next morning, and we're all dry. Now, this stuff will dry in a matter of about 10 minutes or so, maybe 15 minutes to where you could touch it. but it doesn't fully cure for about 24 hours. So you might not want to handle it roughly until then. So another thing too, I did make a mistake when I was talking earlier about the Dullcote, and I said it was an enamel, and I was wrong. It is a lacquer. And being a lacquer, you really want to be careful spraying it over the top of uh, water slide decals, or any decals for that matter. You might want to be real careful. You might want to spray it with a different coat of clear that, you know, like the Modge Podge, an acrylic or an enamel. But lacquer can dissolve decals sometimes, so you need to watch for that. So anyways, I really don't notice a whole lot of difference. I would say the Dullcote is slightly better at being dull, just slightly. You still have some light, little shiny spots here and there. You can see here. I would say the Dullcote does a slightly better job, just slightly. So I don't know what my final thoughts basically is the Modge Podge not only is cheaper, it's usually about $1 or so cheaper per can, but the Modge Podge gives you 12 ounces, whereas the Dullcote gives you 3. So it's really a cost. I would say if you're coating something like a military model, something that you really don't want any shine at all on, I would say go for the Dullcote. But if you're just doing general stuff, including the weathering of the cars, I'm okay with this. Cars, even wrecked, rusty cars sometimes have a little shine in a few spots, but I think overall, I think it did a pretty decent job. You can see on the windshields that it did glaze the windshields. I think the Dullcote does this worse than the Modge Podge. Modge Podge seems to come out a little more clear than Dullcote. So I think I'm going to start using the Modge Podge on a lot of things. I still have a couple cans of Dullcote, so I'm going to try this. I'm going to try the different on the buildings. I'm going to try it on figures and have a little bit better idea at that point. But I think right now I'm pretty comfortable with using the Modge Podge. So if you're going for a cost savings, go with the Modge Podge. It does, I would say, 80%, 90% of the job that I'd say 90% of the job that the Dullcote does. Another thing is about the Modge Podge is it's easily available. Dullcote, you generally got to get through a hobby dealer. I do believe they sell Dullcote at Hobby Lobby. It is not. I don't see it at Walmart. But the Modge Podge you can get at Hobby Lobby. You can get it at Walmart. So it's a lot easier to get. You don't have to pay shipping. I paid with the tax and the shipping. I paid like $30 for 2 cans of the Dullcote. I could have got, for that price, I could have got 3 cans of the Modge Podge. So when you're looking at saving money, and I would say I would feel pretty safe. I'm going to start using the Modge Podge more often, and we'll see. So this is the video of the day. Please like and subscribe, share and comment. I do appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think about Modge Podge versus Dullcote. And if anybody's had any experiences with them, please share it. I would definitely like to know, because if there's something that I need to look out for later, but I should know about it. And if I know about it, then I'll let you guys know about it. So we will see you soon.